Good morning. Welcome to Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa for the first game of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship Tournament presented by Bel Air Direct. My name is Brian Oliver. We are about to get underway with the first game of the tournament between the Fanshawe Falcons from London and the Humber Hawks from Toronto. They will be taking the field here at Kinsman in just a moment's time. An overcast morning here in Oshawa and relatively cool, 4 degrees the temperature right now at game time, although the temperature is supposed to climb a little bit throughout the day and perhaps as high as 15 degrees this afternoon, which should make for ideal playing conditions, but it is a little cooler this morning than it was originally forecast, and so the players will certainly have to adjust to that. The Humber Hawks come into this game. They are the #1 seed in the tournament. They won the regular season standings in the OCAA with a record of 17-3, and they come into this game with an 11-game winning streak. So they will be, they're the team that everybody will be gunning for, but of course, if you've been following OCAA baseball over the years, you will know full well that the St. Clair Saints from Windsor have owned this tournament since its inception 5 years ago. They have won every single gold medal since 2013, so all of the teams in the tournament this weekend are trying to knock off the St. Clair Saints. Of course, we have the Humber Hawks here taking on the Fanshawe Falcons in a moment. And coming up at 1:30 this afternoon, the other first-round matchup will include the host Durham Lords from Oshawa taking on those St. Clair Saints. The winners of the first-round games will play tonight at 6:30 here at Kinsman Stadium under the lights. And the teams that lose their opening games will play an elimination game this afternoon at 4 o'clock, and hoping to stay alive in the tournament until tomorrow, when the bronze medal game will take place tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, followed by the championship game, the gold medal game at 1 o'clock. And there will be a second gold medal game, if necessary, tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. So the Fanshawe Falcons, they will be wearing the red jerseys with the white pants this morning. They come into this tournament with a 10-10 record, a bit of an up-and-down season for the Falcons. They were unsuccessful in all of their matches against Humber this year. They were 0-4, so they know they have their work cut out for them. They are led by OCAA Rookie of the Year Ty Armstrong, who will play second base today. He was named Rookie of the Year last night at the OCAA Baseball Championship celebration in Oshawa with an average of .347. The starting pitcher for Humber will be Rory Pollard, and Rory Pollard will take the mound in just a moment, as Humber is the home team because they have the higher seed. They will be wearing the white jerseys. The umpires for this morning's game at home plate will be Andy Harrington. He will have the job behind the plate. The base umpires are Jim Taylor and Brian Bradley. And we're just seeing the players introduced now to come out to the starting to the baselines. So we're a few minutes from getting underway here, because after the introductions we will also have the national anthem. But glad you can join us. We're going to have some exciting baseball here, and really all of these teams, all of them have a terrific shot at winning this tournament. All throughout the year, very close games, and each team loaded with lots of talent. The Humber Hawks, of course, loaded with talent, and a lot of senior players on their team. I believe they have 5 or 6 players who are in their 5th year of eligibility this season, so they have a lot going for them, and as I said, a 17-3 record coming into this tournament. They look to be the team to beat. So the Humber Hawks are now on the first base line. The Fanshawe Falcons will be introduced. We'll run down their lineup for you. The center fielder will be the leadoff batter for Fanshawe, Brendan Robertson, whose hometown is here in Oshawa. The second batter for Fanshawe will be right fielder Tyler Wood. He'll be followed by shortstop Matt Bowden. The DH will bat fourth. That is Darren Dwyer. Quentin Toohey is the catcher. He will bat fifth for the Falcons. Jake Julian, left fielder, will bat in the sixth spot. Bowden will bat in the sixth spot. That is Kevin Bowden. He plays first base, followed by Jake Julian, batting seventh. And the eighth batter is Brandon Jones, playing third base for Fanshawe. Ty Armstrong, as we mentioned, Rookie of the Year, will be batting ninth. And then the pitcher is Cale Bilger. National anthem. So the opening ceremony is just concluding here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. The Fanshawe Falcons will be the visiting team and obviously batting in the top of the inning in just a moment's time. Kinsman Stadium, located just west of the downtown core of Oshawa. It is a very big park for the hitters. 352 feet down the left field line. So to get a ball out of here to left field, you really have to get something behind it. By comparison, if you've been watching the Major League playoffs in Houston, it is just 315 feet down the line in Houston. There is a bit of a wall there, of course, but 352 feet, substantially larger than most Major League parks. It's 400 to left center, 395 to right center, and then down the right field line a little bit shorter, 324 feet. So we do see a lot of home runs get hit to right field at this park, particularly when the wind is blowing from the west. Right now, conditions not too windy. We are expecting the wind to pick up later on in the day, but right now, fairly calm. Perhaps a slight breeze blowing toward the outfield. So Rory Pollard will take the mound for the Humber Hawks as we are about to get underway. Brendan Robertson is the leadoff hitter for the Fanshawe Falcons. And we are underway at 11:07. And the first pitch to Brendan Robertson is a strike. Brendan Robertson, a terrific leadoff hitter, had 11 walks this year. Swings at strike two. At 7 stolen bases, so the Falcons really hoping that Brendan Robertson can get on base to start this game. Robertson will stand in. He looks at a curve, and that's low for ball one. Count is 1-2. Brendan Robertson batting from the right side. Again, Fanshawe in the red jerseys, Humber in the white. The 1-2 pitch is just outside for ball two. Rory Pollard hoping to get strike three there. Robertson still alive now with a 2-2 count. And he swings and misses at strike three. Robertson is retired on a strikeout, and first out of the game. That'll bring up Tyler Wood, the right fielder for the Fanshawe Falcons, with one out here in the top of the first, just underway at the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship Tournament presented by Bel Air Direct. Rory Pollard's pitch is fouled away for strike one. On the defensive side for Humber, Justin Mara is the catcher. Again, Rory Pollard is the pitcher. The 0-1 pitch is high for a ball, 1-1. First base is Brendan Lyons. Keegan Murphy at second base. Jared Gonzalez at short. Ty Martin is the third baseman. Pollard's pitch is high, moving the count to 2-1. The Humber outfield looks like this. Andrew Thompson, who was the batting champion this year in the league, is in left field. Well, there's a hit. Tyler Wood is on first with a one-out single, and Fanshawe has something going here in the top of the first. So it'll be Matt Bowden coming up. He's the shortstop for the Fanshawe Falcons. Coming up here with one out and a runner on first in the top of the first inning. Matt Bowden hit .267 this year. Led the team in at-bats with 60. First pitch is a ball from Rory Pollard. One ball, no strikes. Matt Bowden, the right-hander, swings and misses at strike one. Rory Pollard is a third-year player for the Humber Hawks. Appeared in 4 games this year. The runner goes. That pitch is fouled. Looked like a hit and run going there for Fanshawe, but that is out of play. The count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Tyler Wood will trot back to first base, and we'll do it all over again. Rory Pollard pitched 22 innings this year. Had an ERA of .32. Outstanding season. 16 strikeouts and 6 walks, so he's pretty good ratio there. Averages 5 strikeouts per 9 innings. There's the 1-2. That is also fouled down the right side and out of play. Count remains 1-2. Pollard had a record of, he started 3 games, and his record was 3-0 through 2 complete games, and gave up only 1 earned run all season long. Count is a ball and 2 strikes. That pitch is very high, ball 2. Waiting on deck for Fanshawe is Dwyer. Darren Dwyer, number 9. Fanshawe looking to break out on top here in the top of the first inning against the Humber Hawks. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's fouled away. Real good battle here between Rory Pollard and Matt Bowden. Tyler Wood is the base runner at first for Fanshawe. He singled a moment ago. First hit of the game. We are just underway, top of the first inning. No score. That pitch is smacked up the middle. It's another base hit for the Fanshawe Falcons as Bowden takes that 2-2 pitch straight up the middle. And it's 2 on now for the Falcons and just 1 away. And here's the designated hitter. Darren Dwyer is the cleanup hitter for the Fanshawe Falcons. Very decent season. He's really their slugger on the team. Led the team in slugging with a .514 slugging percentage. His OPS just over 900. 10 RBIs. He led the team in RBIs. So this is exactly who Fanshawe would want up in this situation right now in the top of the first inning. Darren Dwyer had a couple of doubles. He had a triple this year. He had a home run. So he's got some pop in his bat. First and second, 1 out. First pitch from Rory Pollard is in there for a strike. Fanshawe Falcons here with a couple of base runners on 2 consecutive singles here in the top of the first inning. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. Tyler Wood's the runner at second. Matt Bowden is at first. Humber looking for a strikeout here, or maybe a double play to get out of it. Pollard's 0-2 pitch is low. 1-2. If you just joined us, Fanshawe is wearing the red jerseys, white pants. Humber's jerseys are all white. The 1-2 pitch to Darren Dwyer coming. That is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the tension rivets up just a little bit here for Humber. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Darren Dwyer. He grounds that to first base, and it is knocked down by the first baseman, and they will get the out. Good play there by Brendan Lyons defensively. That almost bounced by him. So it's a fielder's choice. That moves the base runners, though, up to scoring position, second and third base now with 2 away. And here's Quentin Toohey, the catcher. Quentin Toohey here with a huge opportunity for his team. He sees his teammate standing there in second and third with 2 out. First pitch is outside from Rory Pollard, ball 1. A couple of hits here, both singles for Fanshawe in the top of the first inning. Rory Pollard trying to work out of it. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Quentin Toohey this year played in 17 of the 20 games for the Fanshawe Falcons. Here's the 1-1. That is hit up the middle. That's a base hit. That is going to score at least 1 run. They are going to send the second runner home, and Toohey has delivered a 2-run single, and the Falcons lead the Humber Hawks 2-0. That is a clutch hit with 2 out for the Falcons. Exactly what they were looking to do, try and make a statement here early on in the game. As we mentioned, Fanshawe and Humber this year met 4 times in the regular season, and Humber won all of those games. Now, Quentin Toohey is down at first base right now, and they are taking a look at him. The training staff may have slipped. He seems to be favoring his leg, and we will have a bit of a timeout here as they make sure that Quentin Toohey is okay to continue here in the top of the first. You just joined us, Fanshawe Falcons, 2 runs across here in the top of the first inning against the highly favored Humber Hawks. They've done it with 3 singles here off of Rory Pollard in the top of the first inning. Quentin Toohey standing up, looks to be shaking things off, and he's jumping up and down a bit. He's putting the batting helmet back on, so that looks like he will stay in the game. He must be feeling pretty good, though, about that big 2-run single that put his team out in front by a couple of runs here. So Toohey will stay in the game at first base, 2 away. And here's Kevin Bowden, the brother of Matt Bowden, who just scored one of Fanshawe's first runs in this game. Kevin Bowden is the first baseman. Tall right-handed hitter will face Rory Pollard here. First pitch is low for a ball. Falcons with 2 runs off of Quentin Toohey's 2-run single with 2 out here in the top of the first inning. Pollard's pitch is hit to third base. Ty Martin comes up with it, throws to first, and the inning is over. But a big inning to start the game for the Fanshawe Falcons. 2 runs across on 3 hits, and at the end of half an inning of play, it's the Fanshawe Falcons 2 and the Humber Hawks coming to bat. Again, you're watching the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship presented by Bel Air Direct from Kinsman State. Oh, sorry. Welcome back to Kinsman Stadium, Oshawa, Ontario. Brian Oliver here bringing you coverage of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. We're going to the bottom of the first inning now between the Fanshawe Falcons and the Humber Hawks. Just joined us. The Humber Hawks come into this tournament with an 11-game winning streak. They finished the season at 17-3, first place in the OCAA. And the Fanshawe Falcons, looking to turn the tables a little bit here, they put a couple of runs across in the top of the first inning, and they lead by a score of 2-0. Cale Bilger will be the starting pitcher for Fanshawe in this game. Fanshawe in the red jerseys. Bilger started 5 games this year, had a record of 3-2 through a couple of complete games, had a very tidy earned run average of 2.30 through 27 1/3 innings, and led the team in strikeouts with 34. So we go to the bottom of the first inning, and Bilger's first pitch is in there for a strike. Liam Sutherland is the lead batter for the Humber Hawks. He's the center fielder. Takes a pitch low for 1 ball, 1 strike. Liam Sutherland led the Humber Hawks this year with a whopping 28 runs during the season, and he hammers one to center field. Brendan Robertson is not going to be able to get that. That lands behind him, and digging for third comes Sutherland, and he is in with a triple. That is a loud answer for the Humber Hawks to start this game. Liam Sutherland with a triple, and Humber with a runner at third with nobody out. Sutherland had a couple of triples during the season, led the team with an on-base percentage of .481 and doing exactly what his team is hoping for. So Justin Mara will come up now. He's the second hitter. He's the catcher for the Humber Hawks. He hits from the left side with a scoring opportunity here for the Hawks. First pitch is high for a ball. Cale Bilger is the pitcher for the Fanshawe Falcons. Wears jersey number 6. The 1-0 pitch to Mara is just outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Liam Sutherland standing down at third base. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Fanshawe, though, leading this game at the moment 2-0. The 2-0 pitch is low, 3-0. Justin Mara batted .346 during the regular season. He's one of several fifth-year players on the Humber Hawks. Definitely a veteran in this situation, and he takes ball 4. 4 straight balls, and the Hawks now have runners at the corners. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. So 2 on, 1 away. Brandon Lyons will come up to the plate now for the Humber Hawks. Another fifth-year player, batted .421. He's the first baseman. Big opportunity for Humber to jump right back on the scoreboard here in this game. The opening pitch here from Bilger is in there for a strike. Off speed, 0-1. Dennis Delbanning is on deck for the Humber Hawks. Nobody out here. Runners at first and third for Humber. The 0-1 is fouled off, 0-2. Good pitch there by Bilger. Lyons was looking to square up something down over the plate, and fastball perhaps, but got under it and fouled it off. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Bilger. It's outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Quentin Toohey is the catcher for the Fanshawe Falcons. Drops down the signal here for his pitcher. Count is 1-2. That ball is lifted to right field. Tyler Wood is under it, will catch it and throw it in. That's going to be a sacrifice fly, and Humber is on the board. So a sacrifice fly for Brandon Lyons, and it's a 2-1 ball game. Lots of scoring to start this game. Justin Mara stayed at first, of course, on the sacrifice fly, so the Humber Hawks now with a runner at first and one out. And here is Dennis Delbanning. First pitch is taken for a strike. Delbanning is the cleanup hitter and is the designated hitter for Humber in this game. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on a miss for strike two. Delbanning led the team in RBIs this year with 21 for Humber. Cale Bilger's 0-2 pitch is taken and just missed for a ball. 1-2. Justin Mara is the base runner at first, represents the tying run in this game here in the bottom of the first. Humber trailing Fanshawe 2-1. That pitch is fouled off down the left field side. We'll do it again. Dennis Delbanning. They're going to, well, they've got the runner now in a rundown between first and second. They are running toward him. They throw over to first and tag Justin Mara out. Justin Mara caught in a rundown between first and second as he jumped on the pitch, and Fanshawe was ready for that. So there are two out now. Delbanning remains at the plate with a 1-2 count. So big defensive play there for the Fanshawe Falcons. Score that 1-3 on the defense there. There's the 1-2 pitch. It's low and away for a ball. 2-2. So the bases are clear now for Humber. They do have one run across, but they trail this game 2-1 here in the bottom of the first. The 2-2 pitch from Cale Bilger is lifted down the right field side. That is a foul ball. Keegan Murphy awaits in the on-deck circle for the for the Humber Hawks. Again, another fifth-year player. The 2-2 pitch is fouled down the left side line, and count remains 2-2. The starting lineup in the batting order for Humber, 5 of their players are in their 5th year of eligibility. This is a veteran team. And they have a lot of experience. They've been in these championships many times before. The 2-2 pitch bounces in there, and the count runs full. Cale Bilger hoping to get out of the inning here. Would prefer not to face Keegan Murphy with a runner on base. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That is sliced to right field, and it's going to go over Ty Armstrong for a base hit. So a base runner for the Hawks with 2 away. And here comes Keegan Murphy. Humber in this inning. Liam Sutherland led off with a triple. He later scored on a sacrifice fly by Brandon Lyons. Justin Mara walked, but was caught in a rundown for the second out. Keegan Murphy is the second baseman for Humber. Tall right-handed hitter. Bilger will check the runner back to first base. Kevin Bowden collects the ball, throws it back. Delbanning is definitely a base-stealing threat. Had 4 during the regular season. The first pitch is popped up, and that's going to run out of play here at Kinsman Stadium. Count is 0-1. Good playing conditions for late October here in Oshawa. Overcast sky, but not particularly windy at the moment, and the temperature at game time was 4 degrees. I think it's warmed up a little bit at this point, which all the players and the spectators appreciate. It'll be an 0-1 pitch to Keegan Murphy. That's fouled away. Strike 2. Waiting on deck is yet another power hitter and another fifth-year player for Humber, Andrew Thompson, who was the batting champion in the OCAA this year with a .422 average. So again, Cale Bilger would like to get out of this here. He's ahead in the count, 0-2 to Keegan Murphy. That pitch is taken, and it's a ball. Looked pretty close. But umpire Andy Harrington didn't pull the trigger, didn't ring up the hitter, so Keegan Murphy is still alive. The count is a ball and 2 strikes. Humber with the runner at first base. They are trailing 2-1 here in the bottom of the first inning of the first game of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. The inning is over. A great off-speed pitch there by Cale Bilger. And at the end of 1 inning, Fanshawe Falcons lead the Humber Hawks by a score of 2-1. Welcome back to Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. I'm Brian Oliver. Glad you could join us for the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. This is the first game of the tournament, opening round. The number 1 seed Humber Hawks against the number 4 seed Fanshawe Falcons. 1 inning is in the books, and the Falcons have a 2-1 lead. We've got Humber back on defense now, and Jake Julian will be the leadoff hitter for Fanshawe here in the top of the second inning. Jake Julian batted .500 during the regular season, was in 11 of the 20 games this year for Fanshawe. Rory Pollard's pitch is low for a ball. And the second pitch is a ball. 2-0. Now, Rory Pollard came into this game this year giving up only 1 earned run all season long. He gave up 2 in the first inning of this game. So an unusual situation for Humber, certainly for Rory Pollard. Count is 3-0, and it's a 4-pitch walk. So Jake Julian is on base, and the Falcons have a base runner here to start the second inning. So it'll be Brandon Jones coming up to the plate now. Jones is the number 8 hitter for the Falcons. He's the third baseman in today's game. He played in 12 of Fanshawe's 20 games this year. He squares to bunt, fouls it back right toward your vantage point with the camera. Count is 0-1. Jake Julian is at first base. Fanshawe hoping to move him to second here. We'll see if the bunt is on again for Brandon Jones. This time they check the runner. Julian is back in plenty of time. Temperature has improved here in Oshawa. It's now 11 degrees. Great playing conditions for October. Pitch is low, and it was no, it wasn't a strike. No, it was a strike. They snapped the runner, or snapped the throw back down to first, and back in time was Julian. That pitch looked to be a little bit low and outside, but it was called a strike. Maybe it was a bunt attempt. So the count is 0-2. There is some confusion on this right now as the Fanshawe coach, Brian Harvey, is getting a clarification on what the count is. I was also in error thinking it was 1-1, but it's actually 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is taken inside. Now a ball and 2 strikes. Brandon Jones hoping to move this base runner along here in the top of the second inning. Fanshawe with the 2-1 lead. He swings and misses for strike 3. That's the second strikeout of the ball game for Rory Pollard. And it'll bring up Ty Armstrong. Number 3, he's the OCAA Rookie of the Year, named last night at the OCAA banquet in Oshawa. He's the second baseman for the Fanshawe Falcons. Bats from the left side. 1 away here in the top of the second inning. Fanshawe up 2-1. First pitch is taken for a strike. Ty Armstrong had a great season, batted .347, and led the team with an on-base percentage of .448. Swings and misses for strike 2. Over top of that, Rory Pollard gave up a leadoff walk here in the top of the second. Struck out Jones, and Armstrong will lunge at that one over to second. They will get the runner at second on a fielder's choice. Close play there, but the Humber Hawks defense comes up with it. That was second baseman Keegan Murphy to Jared Gonzalez at short. 2 away. Armstrong is on base with the fielder's choice. Brendan Robertson is the batter. He hits one to second base, and this time the Hawks throw it away. Keegan Murphy came up with it and tried a shuffle throw over to Gonzalez at short, but it wasn't anywhere near him. So Armstrong is safe at second, and Brendan Robertson is safe on the error. 2 runners on now with 2 away for Fanshawe. And here comes Tyler Wood. Tyler Wood, back in the first inning, singled and later scored the first run of the ball game. He was actually 2 runs came in on the same play on Quinton Tui's 2-run single. The 1-0 pitch is fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fanshawe with runners at first and second here, 2 away in the top of the second inning, and they lead this game 2-1 over the Humber Hawks. Rory Pollard about to deliver there, and time was called at the plate, so we'll reset. Fanshawe in this inning with a leadoff walk. Was later erased on a fielder's choice, but an error kept the inning alive. Wood swings and misses at that pitch. Fastball from Rory Pollard. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tyler Wood batting from the right side here with a 1-2 count. He hits that one up the middle. That's a base hit. Armstrong is rounding third. Here comes the play at the plate, and he is out. Armstrong trying to score all the way from second on that play, but was thrown out by Liam Sutherland at the plate. Justin Meyer with the tag, and the inning is over. So a big defensive play there for the Humber Hawks. And at the end of an inning and a half, the Fanshawe Falcons 2, Humber Hawks 1. And welcome back to Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. First game of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. We are heading to the bottom of the second inning. Fanshawe Falcons leading the Humber Hawks by a score of 2-1. Fanshawe with 2 runs on 4 hits off of Rory Pollard to start this game. Big defensive play, though, for Humber to end that inning, as the 3rd run was erased at the plate by a great assist from the center fielder, Liam Sutherland. Humber with 1 run on 2 hits and 1 error. So the Hawks trailing 2-1 here as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Cale Bilger. First pitch is low for a ball. Andrew Thompson is the batter. And he takes a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Andrew Thompson this year was the best hitter in the OCAA. 422 average and a slugging percentage of 600. The 1-1 pitch is outside. He also had 5 doubles this season to go along with the home run, 14 RBI. Leading off the second here for Humber, his team is trailing 2-1. He fouls off that pitch, running the count to 2-2. Andrew Thompson is the left fielder for Humber in today's game. The sunshine's starting to peek out here now in Oshawa. Here's the 2-2. That flies away for ball 3. Bilger kind of grunted when he let that one go, and it just lost the handle on it. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That one is lifted to left field and is going to drop. Jake Julian almost came up with that catch, and all the way to second base is Andrew Thompson, as he did not stop. He saw that ball had a chance of dropping. He was on his horse, and Fanshawe not able to get him out at second, so it's a leadoff double for the Humber Hawks, representing the tying run. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. So it's Brandon Costa. Again, 5th-year player for the Humber Hawks. He's the right fielder in this game for the Hawks. Wears jersey number 11. Humber in white, Fanshawe in red. We're in the bottom of the second. Fanshawe leading this game 2-1. Fanshawe preparing for a bunt. Costa did not show bunt, and the pitch was outside of the zone for a ball, so it's 1-0. Costa is the number 7 hitter in the lineup for Humber. Fanshawe again anticipating a bunt, and here it comes. It's fouled away, though, and the count moves to a ball and a strike. Andrew Thompson on second base represents the tying run in this game. Humber trailing 2-1. And they'd like to get him to third base with less than 2 out. We'll see if the bunt is on again here. Costa did not show it on the first pitch, but he did that time and fouled it away. Third baseman Brandon Jones is in for Fanshawe. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's low. 2 balls and a strike. Ty Martin awaits on deck for Humber. Two balls, 1 strike. Costa gets that bunt down, and they will throw to first for the out. So it's a sacrifice bunt. Good play there by Kevin Bowden. Throws it over to Ty Armstrong, the second baseman, covering at first. There's 1 away. So that is scored defensively 3-4. But Thompson does come down to third base. So Ty Martin comes up now with a tying run at third base, 1 away. Lots of ways you can score a runner from third with less than 2 out. First pitch from Cale Bilger is a ball. Fanshawe again very wary of the possibilities here for Humber. Watching potentially for a squeeze play. That pitch is high and away for a ball, 2-0. Humber with 1 run on 3 hits in this game so far. Fanshawe with 2 in the first. Humber replied with 1 in the bottom of the first. The count is 2-0. That pitch is swung on and missed for a strike. Andrew Thompson is the base runner for Humber at third base. Ty Martin, just a second-year player for Humber. Here's the 2-1. It's low. 3 balls and a strike. So advantage to Ty Martin here. Can pick and choose what he wants here, perhaps. From Cale Bilger. The 3-1. Swung on and miss. Big hack, but a good pitch by Bilger, and the count runs full. Jared Gonzalez awaits on deck for Humber. Shortstop. Here's the payoff pitch. Fouled. We'll do it again. Fanshawe 2, Humber 1. We're in the bottom of the second inning of the first game of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship, presented by Bel Air Direct. The 3-2 pitch is popped to left field. Left fielder Jake Julian is under it. He catches it. He'll fire it in, but it will not be anywhere near in time to get Andrew Thompson. This game is tied. It's a sacrifice fly for Ty Martin. Andrew Thompson scores, and Humber 2, Fanshawe 2 here in the bottom of the second inning. So Thompson's leadoff double in this inning ends up coming around to score. Jared Gonzalez, the shortstop, is the batter now for Humber College. He's the Hawks shortstop. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It is taken. Ball outside, 1-1. Bases are empty. Gonzalez looking to get on base and turn the lineup over to Liam Sutherland, who opened this game with a triple. Gonzalez swings and misses at strike 2. Gonzalez is the lone first-year player in the lineup for Humber in this game. Pitch is taken for a strike. Strike 3 called. Gonzalez is out. That's the first strikeout of the ball game. Gonzalez didn't like the call. The inning is over. So it's a run across. Humber has tied it in the end of 2 innings complete here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. It's Fanshawe 2, Humber 2. Welcome back to Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa, home of the Durham College Lords and the site of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. My name is Brian Oliver. Glad you could join us here for the live stream presentation of this year's Baseball Championship. This is the first game of the tournament. Fanshawe Falcons, the number 4 seed with a 10-10 regular season record, taking on the 17-3 Humber Hawks. Humber winning the regular season title and coming into this game and this tournament with a 11-game winning streak. 2 innings are in the books, and we are tied at 2. The first batter of the 3rd inning for Fanshawe is hit by that pitch. Matt Bowden will trot down to first base with a hit by pitch, and it's a base runner for Fanshawe to lead off the top of the 3rd inning. Fanshawe with 2 runs in the top of the 1st inning. Humber got 1 in the 1st and equalized moments ago in the bottom of the 2nd inning. So Darren Dwyer, the designated hitter, will come up now for Fanshawe. Rory Pollard will chase the base runner, Matt Bowden, back to first. He gets a hand in there, and he's back safely. Darren Dwyer will take that pitch for a ball, 1-0. So Bowden leading off this 3rd inning with being hit by a pitch. He singled and scored back in the 1st. Dwyer grounded out back in the 1st inning, so he's 0 for 1, and he fouls that pitch on a check swing, and the count goes to a ball and a strike. Dwyer, with that ground out back in the 1st inning, though, did move up the base runners to 2nd and 3rd base, and then Quentin Toohey came through with a clutch 2-out single for Fanshawe's first 2 runs of the ball game. The 1-1 pitch is high, a ball and a strike. Again, Rory Pollard all season long, only 1 earned run against him all season. He's given up 2 so far in this game. The 2-1 pitch is swung on a miss for strike 2. Fanshawe with 4 hits so far in the ball game, and a runner at first here with nobody out in the top of the 3rd, looking to break the tie. The 2-2 pitch is fouled down the left field side and out of play. Matt Bowden at first base, had 1 stolen base on the season. Dwyer, as we mentioned in the 1st inning, has a terrific slugging percentage of .514. Bowden is back in safely on the check throw to first. So again, Dwyer had 10 runs batted in to lead Fanshawe this year. He's the batter, and he looks at ball 3. Quentin Toohey, who had the big single back in the 1st inning, the 2-run single for Fanshawe, is waiting on deck. He would love to come up again with 2 runners on base. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Dwyer will look at strike 3. So that's the first out of the 3rd inning, and the 3rd strikeout of the game for Rory Pollard. So that'll bring up Quentin Toohey. He's 1 for 1 in the ball game and had that 2-run single with 2 out back in the 1st. Matt Bowden is the base runner at first for Fanshawe. He was hit by a pitch to lead off this inning. Toohey takes a strike, 0-1. Rory Pollard will check the runner back. Bowden is safe. He's got a very quick move to first. Humber looking to try and turn a double play here. That pitch is off speed and low for a ball. Good block there by Justin Mara. Quentin Toohey bats from the right side. He looks again at a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Runner on first here. Fanshawe and Humber tied 2-2 in this opening game of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship. That pitch is swung on and tipped, and Mara is not able to squeeze it, so Toohey is still alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Toohey 1 for 1 in this ball game. And time is called. Yeah, the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the scoreboard says 2 and 2, but the umpire says it's 1 and 2. So the 1-2 pitch is high. No, it hit him. It hit Toohey. It clipped him on the arm or on the hand. And he moves down to first base. And there are runners at first and second with 1 away. Both base runners for Fanshawe have been hit by a pitch. And that'll bring out the coaching staff from Humber to talk to Rory Pollard. Andy Harrington, the home plate umpire, will come out and see what's going on. Don't think there's any kind of change in the works here for the Humber Hawks, just trying to slow things down. But a scoring opportunity certainly here for Fanshawe in the top of the 3rd inning. It's Kevin Bowden now coming up to the plate for the Fanshawe Falcons with runners at first and second and only 1 out. Bowden this year with 13 runs to lead the Falcons. Takes it low for ball 1. Had 3 doubles and a home run during the regular season. Tall right-handed hitter. Swings and just could not get around on that one. It's a ball and a strike. Fanshawe looking to regain the lead here in the top of the 3rd inning against the Humber Hawks. Again, Fanshawe this year 0 for 4 against Humber during the regular season. Pollard's pitch was low for a ball, so it's 2 balls and a strike now to Kevin Bowden. The runners, no, they don't go. It looked like there was a false start there from Matt Bowden at second base, but that pitch is low. 3 balls and a strike. That, by the way, is Matt Bowden at second base is the brother of Kevin, who's batting right now. The 3-1 pitch is taken for a strike, so the count is full. 3-2. Matt Bowden at second. Quentin Toohey at first base, both of them reaching base after being hit by pitches. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 4 strikeouts now in the ball game for Rory Pollard. And that'll bring up Jake Julian, number 15, left-handed hitter. He will try his luck here with 2 out and 2 on for Fanshawe in the top of the 3rd. Jake Julian, the left fielder, walked back in the 2nd inning. His first pitch is fouled off. 0-1. Opportunity here for Fanshawe if they can put another hit together. That pitch is lifted down the left field line. It is just going to drop foul by about 3 or 4 feet. That could have been trouble had it been a fair ball. Matt Bowden at second base was coming hard and hoping to score if that had landed fair, but it was a foul ball and the count is 0-2. Matt Bowden at second, Quentin Toohey at first. Jake Julian is the batter. Here's the 0-2 from Rory Pollard. It's high. Fanshawe with 4 hits in the ball game off of Rory Pollard and 2 earned runs. That pitch is taken for a strike right down the middle, and the inning is over. So guess what? Rory Pollard hits a couple batters in that inning, but he also struck out the side. So the end of 2.5 innings. We're in a tie ball game here. Fanshawe 2, Humber 2. Welcome back to Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. My name is Brian Oliver. Glad you could join us for the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. First game of the tournament, Fanshawe Falcons against the Humber Hawks. And it's been a great game so far. Lots of excitement and scoring opportunities, great defensive plays. And as we come to the bottom of the third inning, Humber, the #1 seed in this tournament, is tied with the Fanshawe Falcons 2-2. It'll be the top of the order here for the Hawks to lead off the third inning, and it's Liam Sutherland. If you remember back in the first inning, he led the game off with a screaming triple to center field. Later scored the first run of the ball game for Humber. First pitch is low for a ball from Cale Bilger. Humber in this game so far with 2 runs on 3 hits. Bilger's pitch bounces in the dirt and away to the fence, 2-0. Liam Sutherland, big right-handed hitter. Big power hitter for Humber. They have a lot of them. Bilger is behind now, 3 balls and no strikes to Liam Sutherland. Sutherland would love to get on base. He led the team in stolen bases with 10. The 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Humber with a run in the first and 1 run in the second. Both of the leadoff hitters scoring. Sutherland will foul that one down the right field side. First baseman Kevin Bowden is under it, but it goes out of play. So it's a foul ball. The count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kevin Bowden thought he might have a play on that, but it just was out of his reach. Wind starting to pick up just a little bit. You might be able to see it in the far screen with the trees waving a bit over this left center field. 3-2 is the count here to Liam Sutherland. That pitch is fouled off to the right side. Good battle here to lead off the third inning. Humber trying to break out on top. They have not led in this game to this point. Here's the 3-2. Taken for strike 3. Great pitch by Cale Bilger for the first out. That's his 3rd strikeout of the ball game. Also of significance in that he battled back after being behind 3 balls and no strikes. So good job there for Cale Bilger. 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd. And Justin Mara will come to the plate now, the catcher. He lifts one to second base. Ty Armstrong appears to be under it. No, the shortstop is running out. Armstrong collides with his shortstop, Matt Bowden, and the ball is caught, so it's an out. But that could have been a big disaster for Fanshawe there. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Ty Armstrong doing a great job to make sure he didn't drop that as he was bowled over by Matt Bowden, who was also looking to make a play on it as the ball kept drifting and drifting toward right field. And the sunshine, of course, plays a bit of an impact on pop flies like that. So a big defensive play for Fanshawe. 2 away. Brandon Lyons comes up now. He hit a sacrifice fly back in the first inning, knocking in Liam Sutherland for the first run of the game for Humber. Bilger's pitch is high for a ball. Count as a ball and a strike. 2 away here, bottom of the 3rd inning. The 1-1 pitch is taken at the knees for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brandon Lyons didn't appear to like that call. Cale Bilger's 1-2 is hit to third base. Brandon Jones comes up with it, throws over to first. It's high, but a great tag by Kevin Bowden. And that is the 3rd out of the inning, although there is some discussion between the first base coach and the umpire. There was a bit of a collision there, and it didn't look like Brandon Lyons was too happy about how that went. Regardless, it's the 3rd out of the inning. And so Fanshawe Falcons, you might be able to see on your screen, have come out to congratulate their teammates on a 3-up, 3-down inning. The end of 3 innings of play here. It's the Fanshawe Falcons 2 and the Humber Hawks 2. Stadium. Brian Oliver here, bringing you coverage of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. We are in the top of the 4th inning here between the Fanshawe Falcons in red, Humber Hawks in white. The game is tied 2-2. The first batter of the 4th inning for the Fanshawe Falcons is Brandon Jones. And he has a 2-2 count right now, facing Rory Pollard. Fanshawe scored 2 runs in the first inning to break out on top of this game. Humber replied with 1 in the first and 1 in the second. We are now in the top of the 4th inning. The 2-2 pitch from Rory Pollard is low, and the count is full. 2 runs on 4 hits so far for Fanshawe. Jones fouls that one away, stays alive. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game, the third baseman for the Falcons. Struck out back in the second inning. Here's the 3-2 from Rory Pollard. That is hit to third base. Ty Martin comes up with it. Will throw it on to first for the out. 1 away. And that'll bring up Ty Armstrong, the second baseman for the Fanshawe Falcons. He reached on a fielder's choice back in the second inning. And in one of the big plays of this game, he was on second base with 2 out, and when his teammate Ty Wood singled, he tries to bunt, and that is a great play by Justin Maher for the second out of the inning. Armstrong, I was mentioning back in the second inning, was thrown out at the plate on a base hit for Fanshawe. That would have been the third run for Fanshawe, but he was out at the plate, and Justin Maher made that defensive play, and he just made a great defensive play in that bunt. So 2 away now, 2 quick outs. Brendan Robertson is the batter. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game for Fanshawe. He's the leadoff hitter. He struck out in the first. He reached on an error at second base back in the second. Second pitch is taken for a strike, and the count should be 0-2. And he takes strike 3. Wow, 3 up, 3 down very quickly on just a handful of pitches by Rory Pollard. We've played 3.5 innings here now as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Fanshawe Falcons and the Humber Hawks deadlocked 2-2. Welcome back to Kinsman Stadium. Brian Oliver here in Oshawa with the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. The Humber Hawks, the #1 team in the league this year with a 17-3 record. The #1 seed in this tournament taking on the Fanshawe Falcons, who were 10-10, the #4 seed. We are in the bottom of the fourth in a 2-2 deadlock. Dennis DeBanning is the batter for Humber to lead off the fourth inning. He is 1 for 1 in the game. Singled back in the first. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Cale Bilger continues on the mound for the Fanshawe Falcons. He's retired the last 5 batters in a row. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. That's his 4th strikeout of the ball game. So Bilger getting into a bit of a groove here. Keegan Murphy will come up now. He was one of the other strikeout victims so far in this game for Humber. Back in the first inning, he struck out. So he's 0 for 1. 2-2 ball game here. Humber Hawks and the Fanshawe Falcons. Bilger's first pitch is in there for a strike. Fanshawe with 2 runs in the first inning. Humber with 1 in the first and 1 in the second. And that's where we are right now, bottom of the fourth. Winner of this game will play tonight at 6:30 in their second game. The losing team in this game will play again at 4 o'clock here at Kinsman Stadium in an elimination game against the loser of the upcoming game between the Durham Lords and the St. Clair Saints. Count is 1-1 now to Keegan Murphy. 85 all-time hits in the OCAA for Keegan Murphy. He's a 5th-year player. He takes a strike. 1-2. Certainly one of the most prolific hitters in the OCAA over the last 5 years. I believe he's the all-time leader in hits in the league with 85. He's facing a 1-2 count now with Cale Bilger on the mound for Fanshawe. The right-hander deals. It bounces in for a ball. They appeal down to the first base umpire, and it's ruled it was a check swing, so it's 2-2. Andy Harrington, the home plate umpire in this ball game. 4 strikeouts so far in the game for Cale Bilger. He's retired 6 straight. And he pitches strike 3 taken. 5th strikeout of the game now. Keegan Murphy didn't like that. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts in this game so far. So here's Andrew Thompson. Andrew Thompson doubled to lead off the second and later scored. Andrew Thompson was the batting champion in the OCAA this year with a .422 record. He has substantial offensive numbers, 14 RBI. Takes a strike there from Bilger. Slugging percentage of .600. The outfielder is a dynamite hitter, but he comes up here with 2 out and nobody on. Count as a ball and a strike to Andrew Thompson. Pitch is taken just outside for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Again, the Humber Hawks coming into this game, 17-3 record. They won their final 11 games of the regular season, so they're on a hot streak. Bilger misses with that pitch. The count goes to 3-1. Sunshine really starting to come out here now at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. Pretty nice day for late October. OCAA Men's Baseball Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. Thompson takes a healthy cut at that pitch, but fouls it back, and the count is 3-2. 2 out, nobody on here, tie ball game. Humber 2 and Fanshawe 2. Here's the payoff. And it's fouled away sharply just over the fence. Spectators had to look out for that one. Count remains full. 2 runs on 3 hits for Humber so far in the game. They did make an error earlier, so 2, 3, and 1. That pitch is outside for a ball, so it's a walk, and it's a base runner with 2 away for Humber here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And it's Brandon Costa coming up. He has no at-bats in this game. His first plate appearance was a sacrifice bunt, a successful one back in the 2nd inning, and that ended up contributing to Humber's 2nd run of the game. Andrew Thompson, in that case, later scoring on a sacrifice fly. Thompson goes on the pitch. The throw is down to 2nd. He is safe at 2nd, and he is safe at 3rd. Stolen base as the ball got away from the shortstop and into center field, and all the way to 3rd base goes Andrew Thompson. So a stolen base for Andrew Thompson, and then an error helped get him to 3rd. So the lead run, the go-ahead run now for Humber, is standing at 3rd base with 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Brandon Costa, 5th-year player, is at the plate, left-handed hitter. We'll try and bring home Thompson here on, this all sort of came out of nowhere with Bilger setting down 7 in a row. Then he gave up a walk to Andrew Thompson, who battled hard to get that base, steals a base, and then goes to 3rd on an error. Pitch is off the plate for a ball. 1-0 to Brandon Costa. Humber looking to break out on top here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Runner at 3rd, 2 out. Ball is low for a 2-0 count now to Brandon Costa. Fanshawe hoping to keep the game on even terms. That pitch is in for a strike. Costa stands in, and here's the pitch. Taken outside. The count is full, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Brandon Costa. Andrew Thompson at 3rd base represents the go-ahead run for Humber here in the bottom of the 4th. The 3-2 pitch is high. Another walk. So 2 strikeouts to start the inning, and then 2 walks. And that will bring out the Fanshawe pitching coach. And they're going to talk things over defensively here as Humber is threatening to take the lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They will want to make sure they have their defense set. Certainly Humber would be considering sending Brandon Costa down to 2nd base and maybe getting a throw down to 2nd base, which would allow Andrew Thompson to try and score from 3rd. We'll see what happens. The batter, though, is Ty Martin. Batted .323 this year. 6 runs batted in, and he comes up in a big situation here for the Humber Hawks. His team is tied at 2. They have not led in this game to this point. Ty Martin had a sacrifice fly back in the 2nd inning that knocked in the 2nd and tying run in the game back in the 2nd. Bilger's pitch is lifted to left field, and they don't know where it is. Well, the shortstop actually goes out and gets it. So that was Matt Bowden as the left fielder. Jake Julian put his hands up in the air. Looked like he did not see that ball at all, but a great play by Matt Bowden, the shortstop, to go all the way back into left field to make that catch, and the inning is over. So the score remains deadlocked at 2. We've played 4 innings here at Kinsman Stadium. The Fanshawe Falcons 2 and the Humber Hawks 2. Welcome back to Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. Brian Oliver here with the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. We go to the fifth inning. Fanshawe and Humber deadlocked in a very tight ball game here, 2-2. Fanshawe scored 2 runs back in the first to lead things off. Quentin Tui's 2-run single with 2 out gave Fanshawe the lead. Humber clawed back with 1 in the first and 1 in the second. Two runs so far in the ball game for Fanshawe on 4 hits. The batter, Ty Wood, will hit it to third base. And not in time at first base. Ty Martin with the throw, not able to get the leadoff hitter. Another Tyler, that was Tyler Wood. Tyler Wood, so he's on with the 5th hit of the ball game so far for Humber. And a leadoff single to start the 5th inning, and that's exactly what Fanshawe would want in this situation. That's going to be it for Rory Pollard. Pollard is out of the ball game here. He goes 4+ innings with the go-ahead run on first base. So that will bring in a new pitcher. We'll take a look and see what that number is in a moment. Stephen Hoff. So Rory Pollard leaves the game, pitching 4 innings. He did strike out 6 in the ball game, hit a couple of batters, and he walked 1. But he did give up 5 hits. And the 5th hit of the ball game there just a moment ago with Tyler Wood for Fanshawe leading off things here in the 5th. With an infield single that Ty Martin was not able to come up with at third base, and Wood's speed got him there. So Stephen Hoff will come into the ball game. He's the 3rd-year player for the Humber Hawks. Hoff this year posted a record of 3 wins and a loss. Pitched just over 26 innings, has an earned run average of 3.72. Very good strikeout to ball ratio, 26 strikeouts against 6 walks. So he can mow down batters with his strikeout pitch. He was one of the workhorses in this balanced lineup for the Humber Hawks, a very strong veteran team. But like Rory Pollard, Stephen Hoff also in his 3rd year of eligibility with the Humber Hawks. But he comes in and inherits a base runner here in the top of the 5th inning. His team is tied at 2. He's going to be trying to keep the game tied. And so it'll be Matt Bowden coming up to the plate now for the Fanshawe Falcons here in the 5th. First pitch is high for a ball. Bowden did show bunt, took it back, and Wood had a big lead there at first, but scrambled back into first base. The count is 1 ball, no strikes. Stephen Hoff's pitch is low, 2-0. So the right-hander quickly behind, 2 balls and no strikes to Matt Bowden. Bowden in this game is 1 for 1. Singled and scored in the first. He was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd. Great play at shortstop there. And getting Jared Gonzalez with a circus throw to first base to get the base runner Matt Bowden at first. A very close play there. 1 away. Wood does move down to second and into scoring position on that play. But what a defensive play by Jared Gonzalez. So the designated hitter comes up now. And that's Darren Dwyer, number 9. Left-handed hitter. He hammers one, lined it to second, and double play back at first. Too far off the base was Wood, and the Humber Hawks turn a line-out double play to end the inning. So Fanshawe looked to have something going there, but the inning is over. We've played 4.5 innings here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. The score, Fanshawe Falcons 2 and the Humber Hawks 2. Welcome back to Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. Brian Oliver here with coverage of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. The Humber Hawks and the Fanshawe Falcons tied at 2 apiece. Fanshawe with 2 runs, 5 hits, and an error. Humber with 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error so far. Cale Bilger remains in the ball game for Fanshawe. He's gone all the way. Got out of a bit of a jam back in the 4th inning. Gave up 1 run in this first and 1 run in the second. But he's had a pretty clean sheet since that point. Did give up a couple of walks back in the 4th, but also had a couple strikeouts to go with that. Jared Gonzalez is the leadoff hitter here for Humber, and he leads off with a sprayed single to right field. Jared Gonzalez is now 1 for 2 in the ball game, and he's the leadoff single here for the Humber Hawks in the bottom of the 5th inning in a 2-2 game. Big situation here for Humber. That'll turn the lineup over to Liam Sutherland. Sutherland, big right-handed hitter, is 1 for 2 in this ball game. Led off the game for Humber with a triple and scored back in the 1st inning. He struck out swinging in the 3rd. Jaron Gonzalez is the base runner at first. Bilger will check him back. Gonzalez, certainly a threat to steal. He has 4 stolen bases on the season. Nobody out here. Bilger comes a little faster with that pitch over to first. Gonzalez is back. Gonzalez is the lone rookie in the lineup for Humber in this game so far. Cale Bilger. This time will come to the plate. That ball is hammered to right field, and giving chase is Tyler Wood. He dropped the ball. No, it's ruled safe. He dropped the ball. It looks like he's injured. The ball comes into the infield, and Humber has runners at 2nd and 3rd, and there is an injury in the outfield, and it looks like Tyler Wood is hurt on that play. It looked like he originally had caught the ball. His glove came up, but it looks like he's injured. So we're going to have a delay here, and we hope Tyler Wood is all right. That ball was hammered by Liam Sutherland, and it carried in the wind all the way to the warning track. Wood looked like he may have gotten under it, but as he fell to the ground, his glove came up and the ball came loose. And it will be scored a double for Liam Sutherland to go along with his triple early on in this game. Humber now with runners at second and third, nobody out here in a tie game in the bottom of the fifth inning. A bit of a hush has fallen over the stadium here as Tyler Wood is attended to in right field for the Fanshawe Falcons. Jared Gonzalez led off this inning with a single to right, and then Liam Sutherland there doubling to right field to move Gonzalez over to third, and Sutherland was in safe at second. So they're taking a look at Tyler Wood in first base. Immediately, Brendan Robertson, the center fielder for Fanshawe, waved into the bench saying that we need some help out here to take a look at Tyler Wood. So we certainly hope he is okay. And by the looks of it, it looks like Tyler Wood is going to stay in the ball game. Looks like he's moving slowly back into his position. The Fanshawe manager, Brian Harvey, taking a moment to speak with the umpire about maybe that ball had been caught first before it came loose. But the first base umpire immediately signaled it was a fair ball. That's a big play in this game now for Humber. Only their fifth hit of the ball game. Each team with 5 hits so far. But that was a big one. And a huge scoring opportunity now for the Humber Hawks. And Wood is going to come out of the ball game. There's, well, still not clear as to what is going to happen here defensively for the Fanshawe Falcons. No one appears to have come onto the field for Fanshawe here, so it probably will be the same defensive lineup. Tyler Wood, the number 2 jersey, is now walking back. He's lifted his cap off of his head, and it looks like he's all right to go. But when he went down, he seemed to be favoring his hand or his arm or something on that play. Looked like he was in a bit of distress. But good to see that he's fine and able to continue on in this ball game. But a real jam now for the Fanshawe Falcons here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The game is tied at 2. Humber has not led in this ball game to this point, but they have second and third and nobody out, and Fanshawe now with the defense in the infield in, as they are going to have to work some magic here to ensure that Humber does not score. First pitch coming into the next batter for Humber, and it's Brandon Lyons. The 1-0 pitch is taken high for ball 2. And just an update here. The original hitter, Justin Mara, was intentionally walked, so the bases are loaded here with nobody out. That's why Lyons is now batting. He's the 3 hitter. He takes a pitch low for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes, and nowhere to put Brandon Lyons. Lyons is a sacrifice fly in this game. He also grounded out to third back in the 3rd inning, but he has a 3-0 count here. Bases are loaded in a tie game. A walk here would give Humber the lead. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and it's taken for a strike. Bilger looking to walk the high wire here in the bottom of the 5th inning in a 2-2 ball game. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Cale Bilger, and it is high for ball 4. Humber is in the lead. That is the go-ahead run, a bases-loaded walk, and it's Humber 3, Fanshawe 2. So Dennis DeBanning comes up now, the cleanup hitter for the Humber Hawks. Humber now in the lead, 3-2 in the 5th inning. DeBanning swings and misses, fouls it off, rather, strike one. DeBanning in this game is 1 for 2. He singled back in the first. He struck out in the fourth. Bases loaded, nobody out here for Humber, and they have a 3-2 lead, just taking the lead here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Fanshaw's strategy to issue the intentional walk to Justin Mara did not pay off because Bilger issued a subsequent walk. The 0-1 pitch is swung on a miss for strike two. Fanshawe looking to limit the damage here. Infield is in. They find themselves behind in this game for the first time. DeBanning with the 0-2. Swings and misses for strike three. That is the first out of the inning and the sixth strikeout of the ball game for Cale Bilger of Fanshawe. So that's a big out, and that will allow the Falcons to consider trying to turn a double play to get out of this inning. So the middle infielders back off now. Corner's still in just a little bit, but it's Keegan Murphy now, the batter. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game, a couple of strikeouts, one swinging, one looking. One out, bottom of the fifth inning. Humber 3, Fanshawe 2. Cale Bilger's pitch is swung on a miss, strike one. Good pitch there. Looking to get ahead of Keegan Murphy, who, again, is 0 for 2 in the ball game with a couple of strikeouts. Keegan Murphy, though, all-time career hit leader in the OCAA with 85, so he's looking to put his team, or extend the lead for his team here in the fifth inning. Bilger's pitch is taken outside, ball one. Keegan Murphy batted .339 this year. 12 walks, but 10 strikeouts. So potentially a strikeout candidate, and that's certainly what Cale Bilger is hoping for here. The count is a ball and one ball and one strike. One away here, bases loaded. That pitch is fouled away, strike two. Big moment in the ball game. Humber has just taken the lead, of course, with the bases loaded walk to Brandon Lyons. Fanshawe had led from the get-go with a couple of runs in the first inning. Humber managed to tie things up in the, with one in the first, one in the second, and now one here in the bottom of the fifth. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It is grounded to third, bobbled, and they will have to go to first. They had a shot at maybe coming home with it, but Brandon Jones was not able to field it cleanly. He has to go to first. That's a fielder's choice, and another big run across the plate for Humber. The score now, Humber 4 and Fanshawe 2. Andrew Thompson now comes up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game with a double, scored a run, also walked, stole a base. Comes up in a big situation here, second and third, 2 out. First pitch is taken for a ball. Liam Sutherland scoring that fourth run there for the Humber Hawks. Justin Merritt third, Brandon Lyons at second. Big cut by Thompson there. 1-1. Two out, runners at second and third for Humber. The Hawks with 2 runs here in the bottom of the fifth inning to take a 4-2 lead. Cale Bilger's pitch is high, 2-1. Fanshawe was hoping to, they probably had a play at home there had Brandon Lyons been able to come up with it, but it was hit pretty hard and sharp. That ball is fouled out of play, count is 2-2. Brandon Lyons, the third baseman for Fanshawe, was really thinking about coming home. He kept the ball in front of him, but once he fielded the ball, he had no time to come home, and he had to go to first. And that allowed the fourth run to come in for the Humber Hawks. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, 2 on, in a 4-2 ball game for the Hawks here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Bilger's pitch is fouled. Coming up after this game, it will be the Durham Lords, the host team in this tournament, and the number 3 seed in the tournament, taking on the St. Clair Saints. St. Clair, 5-time defending champions in the OCAA. Humber looking to add on to its lead here in the 5th inning. They are up 4-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Taken for a ball, 3-2. If Thompson reaches, Brandon Costa would come to the plate. Currently in the on-deck circle. Beautiful sunny October day here in Oshawa. Bilger's pitch is lifted to left field. Jake Julian appears to be under it in left field. He's drifting back and makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. But it's a big inning for Humber. They score 2 runs, and that puts them in front by 2 runs. The score at the end of 5 complete here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa, Game 1 of the OCAA Men's Championship Baseball Tournament presented by Bel Air Direct. The score is Humber 4 and Fanshawe 2. Welcome back to Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. OCAA Men's Baseball Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. We go to the 6th inning. Fanshawe trailing this game now for the first time. It's a 4-2 lead for the Humber Hawks in this first game of the tournament. Humber just scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning to take the lead, 4-2. Quentin Toohey is the leadoff hitter for Fanshawe here in the 6th inning. He is 1 for 1. He singled and was hit by a pitch. He fouls that 1-1 pitch out of play. Ball and 2 strikes. 4 runs, 5 hits, and an error for Humber. 2 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for the Fanshawe Falcons. The 1-2 pitch, Toohey hammers it to right field, but Brandon Costa is under it and hauls it in for the first out of the inning. So 1 away here in the top of the 6th. And Fanshawe was going to have to work quickly to get back into this game. They scored 2 runs to take a 2-0 lead back in the first, but Humber scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and then 2 in the 5th to build a 4-2 lead. Of course, it's only a 7-inning game. Stephen Hoff's first pitch to Kevin Bowden is in there for a strike. Kevin Bowden hits that one to third base. Ty Martin comes up with it, fires it on to first. It's low, but a good scoop by Brandon Lyons at first for the second out of the inning. Quickly 2 away for the Falcons. Fanshawe threatened back in the 5th inning with a leadoff single by Tyler Wood. But and he was moved over to second base. And at the time, the game was tied, but Darren Dwyer lined into a double play to end that threat back in the 5th. So there are 2 out now. It's Jake Julian. Or rather, Tristan Buntrock is in as a pinch hitter now for the Fanshawe Falcons. So Tristan Buntrock played in 10 games this year for Fanshawe. Scored 6 runs. 3-0 pitch is taken. 3-1 from Stephen Hoff. Buntrock is into the ball game for Jake Julian. And he will take ball 4. So it's a 2-out walk for the Fanshawe Falcons, and that brings the tying run to the plate. Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones is 0 for 2 in the ball game, struck out in the 2nd, grounded to 3rd back in the 4th inning. Fanshawe trailing this game 4-2. We are in the top of the 6th inning. Fanshawe, the visiting team, the number 4 seed in the tournament. It's a double elimination tournament, so you're still alive until you've lost twice. Jones's first pitch was a ball, and that ball is grounded to short, and a fielder's choice. A quick out there. Jared Gonzalez to Keegan Murphy, and the inning is over. So nothing across for Fanshawe. They strand a base runner, and at the end of 5.5 innings, it's the Humber Hawks 4 and the Fanshawe Falcons 2. Welcome back to Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. Brian Oliver here with the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Humber Hawks leading the Fanshawe Falcons 4-2. New pitcher in the ball game. Stephen Barkley will take over on the mound for the Falcons in favor of Cale Bilger, who had a very good start in this game. Was touched for a couple of runs in the 5th inning, though, that moved Humber ahead 4-2. Stephen Barkley with a 187 earned run average and a record of 2-1 in the regular season for the Falcons. Again, mentioning the Hawks leading this game 4-2, number 1 seed in the tournament, coming into the tournament on an 11-game winning streak. Brandon Costa is the batter for the Hawks. Count is 2-0 from Barkley. Costa in this game had a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd inning, and he walked in the 4th. Big cut at the 2-0 pitch there from Stephen Barkley. Count is 2-1. Humber was 17-3 in the regular season, and they won all 4 of their games against Fanshawe during the regular season. Here's the 2-1. That one is lifted to center field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. So it's a leadoff single for Costa to lead off the 6th inning. Ty Martin will come up now. Martin in this game had a sacrifice fly that tied the game back in the 2nd inning for the Hawks. He popped out to short, or behind short. It was caught by the shortstop, but it carried actually far into left field. That ended the 4th inning. At that time, the game was still tied at 2, but the Hawks scored 2 runs in the 5th inning to take the lead. And that's where we are right now. 4-2 is the score. Barkley will throw over to first to check Costa. Humber's rally back in the 5th inning came on the power of a couple of hits and a couple of walks. One of them intentional. Martin squares to bunt. That ball is called a strike. I guess the umpire there declared that he had taken a cut at that. That's Andy Harrington behind the plate. Martin thought maybe he had drawn it back, but the pitch was called a strike, so it's a strike. Barkley is the new pitcher for Fanshawe. Cale Bilger started this game, went 5 innings. That pitch is squared for a bunt, but it's taken outside for a ball. Count is 1-1. Brandon Costa is the runner at first for the Humber Hawks. The Hawks lead this game 4-2. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll see if a bunt is on again, and it is. But this time Martin takes it back. The count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Jared Gonzalez is on deck for the Humber Hawks. The Humber Hawks in the white jerseys, Fanshawe Falcons in the reds, the white pants, the red caps. We're at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa, first game of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship for 2018, presented by Bel Air Direct. The 2-1 pitch for Barkley is swung on and missed. Throw down to second is in time, and Armstrong makes that tag. The runner is out. There looked to be a late hit and run. Certainly swinging late at that was Martin, but either way, Costa is out, caught stealing. Good throw by Quentin Toohey. That's the first out of the inning. Count is 2-2 now. Nobody on base, and 1 away. Barkley's pitch is chopped. It is a foul ball. It was briefly a fair ball, but when Quentin Toohey picked up that ball and tried to fire it down to first, he was certainly in foul territory. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ty Martin. The winner of this game will play at 6:30 tonight. The loser of this game will play at 4 o'clock this afternoon against the loser of the next game between Durham College and St. Clair College. Martin fouls that ball down the left field side. Count is still 2-2. No action in the Fanshawe bullpen, but Barkley, of course, just coming on in the game now in relief of Cale Bilger. 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Humber. 2 runs, 5 hits for Fanshawe. Barkley's pitch is swung on and miss by Ty Martin. That's the second out of the inning and a strikeout. 2 away. So that's the first strikeout of the ball game for Barkley. Of course, he just came on here in the 6th inning. So Jared Gonzalez comes up now. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Singled and scored what turned out to be the go-ahead run back in the 5th inning. He struck out looking in the 2nd. Takes a ball from Barkley. That pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1. After a brief bit of sunshine and clear sky, the clouds are starting to build up a bit again here in Oshawa. Still pretty decent playing conditions. That ball is lifted to left field and just out of the reach of Matt Bowden, who almost made a terrific catch going over his shoulder, but it drops in for a base hit. So it's a 2-out single for Jared Gonzalez. That'll turn the lineup over to Liam Sutherland, and he has been hot at the plate in this ball game. He has a triple and a double, 2 for 3. Did strike out in the third, but he is a power hitter for sure. And he is hit by that pitch. It goes off. No, wait a second. We're going to see what happens here. Bit of controversy on that. It looked like he was hit by the pitch. It certainly went off of his elbow, the padding he has on his left elbow. And the umpires are going to talk it over as to what happened there. Perhaps the umpire thought that Sutherland leaned into the pitch and didn't try and get out of the way. Hard to say. But the 3 umpires will talk it over right now. Andy Harrington, Jim Taylor, and Brian Bradley, and they do rule it a hit by pitch. So that'll be a second base runner now. Gonzalez moves down to second. So it's first and second now for the Humber Hawks with 2 away. And it'll be the catcher, Justin Mara. In this ball game, Mara is 0 for 1, but he has a couple of walks, one back in the first, and an intentional walk in the 5th. Popped out to second in the 3rd inning. First pitch from Barkley is high, 1 ball, no strikes. The Humber Hawks with runners at first and second here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They lead the game 4-2. Stephen Barkley will fire another ball in there. 2 balls and no strikes. Fanshawe trying to keep this a 2-run deficit and hope that they can equalize or go ahead in the 7th inning. The 7th and final inning of this game. Barkley misses again. 3 balls and no strikes. And all of a sudden, the Fanshawe Falcons are in a bit of a jam here in the 6th. Two on, 2 out. The count is 3-0 to Justin Mara. Brandon Lyons is on deck. Pitch is taken for a strike. Strike at the knees. 3 balls and 1 strike. Humber leading this game 4-2. First game of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship. That pitch is taken, looked pretty close, but it was a ball. And now the bases are loaded with 2 out. So the tension ratchets up just a little bit here for the Falcons in the 6th inning. There were 2 out, nobody on, but now there are 2 out and the bases are loaded. Brandon Lyons comes to the plate now. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He had a sacrifice fly in the 1st. He walked in the 5th, grounded to 3rd, back in the 3rd to end that inning. Comes up in a situation here to really put the screws on the Fanshawe Falcons. They can extend this lead from a 2-run lead to something bigger. Brandon Lyons with an 0-1 count will look at a ball. Came in just over the numbers, is number 20 on his jersey. Big right-handed hitter. Count as a ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1. And he checks his swing, but he did go around. Good off-speed pitch there from Stephen Barkley. So the count is a ball and 2 strikes now. Barkley is a pitch away from getting out of this. Lions hit .421 in the regular season, just 1 point behind Andrew Thompson, his teammate. They were 1-2 in batting in the OCAA. Barkley's pitch again off speed, but low this time, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now with 2 out. Bases are loaded here for Humber. in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Barkley will step off. The runners go back. Stephen Barkley now will come to the plate with this 2-2 offering, and it is lifted to center field, and it's a base hit. It drops in. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. It's a 2-run single for Brandon Lyons, and that extends the Humber lead to 6-2. Justin Mara moves up to second base on that play, but that's a huge, huge play for the Hawks. It's now a 4-run ball game. Dennis DeBanning now comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3 in the ball game, singled, and has a couple of strikeouts. And he takes a ball from Stephen Barkley. Humber now with runners at first and second and 2 out, and 2 more runs in here in the bottom of the 6th inning to go along with the 2 they scored in the 5th inning and a 6-2 lead. DeBanning takes that pitch for a strike, 1-1. Brandon Lyons in this game with 4 runs batted in for the Humber Hawks. 4 RBIs. And that's the difference in the ball game. It's a 4-run lead. 6-2 for Humber here in the 6th inning. Count is now a ball and 2 strikes to Dennis DeBanning. Barkley's pitch is chopped foul. One ball, 2 strikes. Justin Mara is the base runner at second base. Brandon Lyons is at first. Dennis DeBanning, the batter, will swing and miss at strike 3. His 3rd strikeout of the ball game. The inning is over, but it's another pair of runs for the Humber Hawks in the 6th inning. And at the end of 6 complete, the Humber Hawks lead the Fanshawe Falcons by a score of 6-2. And we're back at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. OCAA Men's Baseball Championship Tournament presented by Bel Air Direct. My name is Brian Oliver. Glad you could join us on the live stream for this first game of the tournament between the Humber Hawks and the Fanshawe Falcons. We are going to the 7th and final inning. And it's been a close game all the way, but Humber has broken out on top in the late going. The 2-2 game turned into a 6-2 lead by the Humber Hawks, with a pair of runs in the 5th and a pair of runs in the 6th inning. 6 runs, 8 hits, and an error for Humber. 2 runs, 5 hits, and an error for the Fanshawe Falcons. But the Falcons find themselves down by 4 runs here in the 7th inning. And leading things off for Fanshawe, Ty Armstrong. Second baseman will take a ball from Stephen Hoff, who came on in relief of Rory Pollard. The 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike. Armstrong is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Hit into fielder's choice in the second and bunted rather, but was thrown out by the catcher in the fourth. 2 balls and a strike now. To Ty Armstrong. Fouled. Count as 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fanshawe has both of their runs coming back in the first inning on a 2-run, 2-out single by Quinton Toohey. Armstrong takes that pitch, looking, and is out on strikes, the first out of the inning. So Armstrong 0 for 3 in the ball game. And that will turn the lineup over to Brendan Robertson. Brendan Robertson, the leadoff hitter for the Fanshawe Falcons, takes a ball from Stephen Hoff. Robertson is 0 for 3 in the ball game. A couple of strikeouts, reached on an error back in the second. That ball is lifted to right field, and the right fielder, Brandon Costa, is under it for the second out. So 2 away very quickly here for the Fanshawe Falcons. And it's Tyler Wood is the scheduled batter representing the last chance for Fanshawe in this game. And Tyler Wood's had a great ball game, by the way. 3 for 3 with three singles in this ball game. Scored a run in one of Fanshawe's only 2 runs in the first. Stephen Hoff's pitch is in for a strike. That ball is fouled away for strike 2. 0 and 2, 2 out, nobody on. Fanshawe trailing by 4 here in the top of the 7th. Humber looking to close out and get the first victory of the tournament. That ball is hammered to left field for a base hit. How about that? Tyler Wood 4 for 4 in the ball game now. And he keeps things alive for the Falcons. And that'll bring up Matt Bowden. And Bowden in this game is 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the first. Was also hit by a pitch. Fanshawe needs a few more base runners, though, of course. Down by 4 here in the 7th inning and 2 away. Runner on first. Hoff's first pitch to Bowden is low. Second pitch is high. 2-0. If Bowden can keep it alive, Darren Dwyer would be the scheduled hitter for the Falcons. Hoff's pitch is low, and it's now 3 balls, no strikes. Tyler Wood at first base, almost certainly not going anywhere because if there are 2 out, Fanshawe needs base runners. That's a strike from Stephen Hoff. Count is 3-1. The 3-1 pitch is inside for a ball, and that's a walk. So Bowden is on with a walk, and now Fanshawe with runners at first and second and 2 away. And Dwyer will come to the plate, the designated hitter. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Mound visit here for the Hawks to make sure that they all know their assignments and know what they're doing here. Fanshawe trailing this game 6-2. They would need another base runner. The tying run at the moment would be on deck in the form of Quinton Toohey. So Darren Dwyer will look to keep things alive yet again. So quickly 2 out, but Tyler Woods singled and Matt Bowden walked, and a rally perhaps brewing here for the Falcons. But they still need more base runners if they want to try and equalize this game. Stephen Hoff looking to close it out for Humber here in the 7th. First pitch is fouled. coming up, scheduled to start at 1:30, although this game is run on a little bit late. It's already almost 1:15, so not sure if that 1:30 game will start right at 1:30 between St. Clair and Durham. That pitch to Dwyer is taken for a ball, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Dwyer looking to do anything he can to get on base here. He takes it high for ball 2. Humber trying to close things out here in the 7th inning. Pitch is taken low for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike to Darren Dwyer. If he can get on, Quentin Toohey would come up as the tying run. The 3-1 pitch is high and outside, ball 4. So that's exactly what's going to happen. Dwyer goes down to first. Bowden to second. Tyler Wood over to third. And now Fanshawe has the tying run at the plate, and looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter or some kind of substitution. Well, no, it's the batter is still number 8, Quentin Toohey. Maybe we're going to have a pinch runner. Yes, we are going to have a pinch runner. And that's going to be Dwyer coming out of the ball game. And looks like number 11. So we have a pinch runner at first base. Quentin Toohey comes up here as the tying run in a 6-2 ball game. He takes a strike from Stephen Hoff. Fanshawe with a chance here to get right back in this ball game here in the 7th inning. 2 out though in the 7th. Dwyer's pitch, Hoff's pitch is just off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kevin Bowden would await on deck for Fanshawe. The 1-1 pitch is taken for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So once again, the Falcons are down to their final strike. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's in the dirt. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 out, bases loaded here for Fanshawe. They trail it by 4, but a hit of any sort here would get them right back in it. And that pitch is taken for strike 3, and the ball game is over. Quentin Toohey looks at strike 3, and Stephen Hoff ends up putting out that fire with the 3rd and final out. So the final score in this ball game, the Humber Hawks 6 and the Fanshawe Falcons 2. Real good ball game, and it was close all the way until Humber was able to score 2 in the 5th and 2 in the 6th inning. We'll wait for the player of the game presentations in a moment. Certainly, candidate for Fanshawe would be Tyler Wood, who was 4 for 4 in this ball game. And on the Humber side of things, it was Brandon Lyons with 4 RBIs in the ball game. But we'll see how that turns out as the teams shake hands. So what happens here now? Humber advances to play tonight against the winner of the Durham St. Clair game. That's scheduled for 6:30. Probably will end up being a little bit later than that because of the length of this game went well past the scheduled time. The next game was scheduled to start at 1:30, but that's not likely to happen that quickly. The teams will line up on the baselines. Again, the final score, Humber 6 and Fanshawe College 2. Fanshawe will play the loser of the game between Durham College and St. Clair, scheduled for 4 o'clock. That will be an elimination game. Quentin Toohey is listed as the player of the game for the Fanshawe Falcons. He had that 2-run RBI single back in the first inning for the only 2 runs of the ball game for the Fanshawe Falcons. So a good game for him. Liam Sutherland is the player of the game for the Humber Hawks. Scored 3 runs in this game. He was 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored. He was hit by a pitch, but he had a double and a triple. So a very powerful lineup for the Humber Hawks, and their power ends up coming through at the end of this game, and they win the opening game of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship with a 6-2 win over the Fanshawe Falcons. So in a short time, we will come your way again here on the live stream with the second game of the tournament between the Durham College Lords and the St. Clair Saints. Look forward to bringing that game to you. We don't have an official start time, but I'm guessing it will be in the area of about 1:45. But make sure you're watching for that, and we'll update you on how things go. So again, the final score from Game 1, the Humber Hawks 6 and the Fanshawe Falcons 2. I'm Brian Oliver. You're watching the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship presented by Bel Air Direct.